All right, hey, what's up, gamers, YouTube people? So this gameplay demonstration was released a while ago. That's almost a month actually. Um, but yeah, no, we're here. Talking about it, analyzing it. There's a lot of content to go through, so let's get into it. For those that missed it, it was a Japanese live stream game show thing. Talked about a lot of things in the game. I actually managed to get it live, and I tried to record like my initial thoughts, but I was so tired because it was at like 4 a.m. my time. We're just skipping that. We're gonna go back and look at it. So, that's kind of loud. So they go through. It's basically a lot of what we see in the first trailer. I don't think there's actually any new content here at all. They have a English person talking over it, or English translation. But yeah, it doesn't really look like there's like any new content in this first part. It's like the same exact trailer actually. Wait, I want to see if they change this at all. That's the fireball. Interesting, actually. First thing we can note here. In the original trailer, we saw that the spear attack inflicted blind for 5 turns. Hold on, wait, let's pull this up. Octopath Traveler 2 trailer. This one. let's do a little quick side by side comparison here.
Every road yours to take.
Okay, you see here, first of all, there's a bit of a difference, right? So here you can see that people actually have like accuracy and critical buffs. Here they don't. I think that's probably like, you know, some skill that they use or whatever. But here we can see the spear inflicts 5 turns of blind, and here it doesn't. So maybe they just changed it. Who knows? Here we also see a difference. The lighting is actually different here, and I don't know if there's much difference else. The accuracy debuff is gone, and Partishu has so much more health. Oh my god, they have so much health. Holy sh! I didn't notice this at first. Look how much health they got. 6,000 on warrior. Okay, this is like gotta be some like late game boss, right? Or there's gotta be like insane levels of equipment you can get. That's such a crazy difference. Okay.
The road is yours to take.
Yeah, the roll is yours to take. And then... Oh, that's interesting. Wait a minute. Okay, so it's just different enemies. Okay, so it's like slight differences, but... Ooh, okay, actually, so this does actually give us something.
Every road is yours.
God, I thought there was like no new content, and here I am. Okay, so here we see Cassidy using an axe skill. I called this, it was like kind of like, here, hold on. Here we can see that, Genmi was weak to axe. That's louder, I'm sorry. The audio is fucked up. The axe, and then it breaks it, and it deals damage, right? But here, we can see that it doesn't hit the weakness, but it's still red, which means it crit. Which means this could be similar to Amputate in the sense that it's like a guaranteed crit, or at least a high crit rate skill. We don't know. But it is a single target axe skill that Apothecary gets, so it's possible that we're seeing Amputate 2.0. Yeah, the lighting is different. We see Disguise. Yeah, got the catapult. I think there's different enemies as well here. Yeah, it's strange that they like have such similar scenes but different like minute details. Oh, wait a minute. Here we see Hunter. I think this has got to be Hunter. What's her face? Hunter Agnia, and she's got cat ears. So yeah, actually there is some differences. Oh, do I have to go back and like look at everything now? Okay, so here we see Ochette in a different outfit. That might be Merchant. That's probably Merchant Ochette. And we can see it's probably the same class. If we go here, we can see, you know, the new classes, and then we can see Temenos, if this goes away. Yeah, in here in turn order. And it might be the similar class to whatever Throne has on, because that's Throne. You can tell because her latent power is purple. Yeah, she kind of looks like a cleric almost. Or it might just be cleric. It could just be cleric, but yeah, Temenos is different. But yeah, we can see Hunter Agnia. We can see Merchant Ochet probably, which is an interesting an interesting team lineup. You know, you have 2 merchants, you have 2 hunters. Maybe those classes are just broken. Here we don't see anything much different. Actually, we do see something. I don't think this is different. I think this is the same. Yeah. So here we see Ochet doesn't actually have the latent power in either of these. And this is like her we're assuming this is her chapter 1 boss because she's by herself. She's low level. She's low HP. But not having latent power, maybe it's a thing you gain after you complete your chapter 1, because we see it everywhere else. Or maybe there's like a certain thing you have to do. Here's Menimos. We see him. We see Throne in the same costume as previously. We see him. We see Hikari in the Gladiator. Yeah, that was a sick thing. And we see Heavenly Light. That was shown off before, and doesn't actually finish. Slightly different enemy. But we do see Temenos in the seemingly 4th advanced job thing. Let's see if there's anything. They don't even show off the teammates here. Okay, interesting. Maybe this is like an updated animation for it, where it'll be more focused on the individual character.
Octopath Traveler 2.
Yeah, okay.
Alright,
now they're gonna talk about a lot of things.
Hello, everyone. I'm very honored to be thrilled to join you today.
Now, from what I remember, this doesn't actually, like, they don't talk about anything in the game, really. They just talk about how, like, they're really excited and how they, like, want the general, they want, like, Octopath 1 players to feel at home, but for people who are new to the series to, like, not feel like they need to buy the first game to experience the second game. There's some new stuff, 8 characters, all in their own path and whatnot. You forget, like, general heights, and we can see Oswald's the tallest man. He's such a large man.
Actions will be enjoyable for sure.
Yeah, talk about path actions.
More robust game. Aspects of the
They basically take a lot of factors of the first game and just sort of enhance them a lot. Yeah, this is showing like dynamic cameras and like better graphics. I'm gonna skip through this part because it's not like particularly
So, right. This is from the actual
enticing, but like this is like just gorgeous.
From the previous title, actually,
You can see a little cat.
that is improved proportions of the characters. And
We
more
can see a lot of like
realistic
awesome like
and
we can see Casti. Yeah, it's just like overall like the lighting and the overall art style is
improved as well.
the animations as well is like insane. Like the running is so much smoother. You get to see enemies move outside of combat, and you get to see them move in combat too. This is also interesting. Like, Temenos, we can see him like summoning ghosts or spirits.
You compare
And again, we see at the this is the same scene from the first part, for the first little trailer sequence. And we can see there's no blind being inflicted. We can see the boss and whatnot.
the previous one and the current world of Celestia.
We see the fireball
It's
go
obvious, I
off.
think, in terms of the evolution. And also, in addition,
Mhm.
not
That's
just
such a
the
cool
look of
animation
the
too.
camera,
Hey everyone, post-production Uno here. I noticed something when going through the footage of editing, and I have something to show. Catboy Oswald. That is all. So they see, they show off everyone in their different jobs. They show just everyone. This is like information we already knew.
Wild Ones, an island off the continent.
And they're talking about like where they are, and we kind of already basically knew where they started. So let's move on. Here, they talk about the difference between day and night. We know about that. The idea that the music changes between day and night, and the fact that a lot of factors in the thing change, like the characters' path actions. Yeah, so we see their day path action of challenge and allure, and their night path actions of bribe and entreat. We've been over this. If you aren't aware of what that is, check out my either first video or check out the website. The website doesn't take 40 minutes to watch though, so. See, okay, here we actually get into gameplay. So we can see really nice moving shadows, moving lighting, really nice. The characters going around. Yeah, the walking animation just looks so clean and smooth. Here we see the map. Okay, so this is the first time we actually see them open up the menu. So we can first of all see latent powers on everyone. So we know that they charge in between battles. So like, or either you're starting with full on each battle, or like they charge up in between battles. So that's really cool. So that way you can like prep for fights and whatnot by having a full latent power gauge. You can see what seems to be Partitio's Chapter 2, what seems to be Agnia's Chapter 2, what seems to be something between Partitio and Throne, or Partitio with like a money symbol next to him. We don't really know what that means. It might have to do with his path action and his talent, which they'll get into later. And there's a few other things here. We can see that pretty similar looking menu to Octo 1. We have the map, we have probably journal, we have items, probably healing, probably equipment, subjobs, which you can tell it's question marked and nobody has subjobs equipped, so that kind of correlates. Probably learning skills, probably the status of the characters, like in Octo 1, that, you know, useless tab. And then this is like the settings one, where you go to exit the main menu and whatnot. Okay, so yeah, so they come out, they zoom out, and we can see we have, they're going back to the level thing. We have, okay, well, they're going to, alright, let's go back. I thought they were going to, okay, so we can actually see that this is Hikari's Chapter 2, and that's Throne's Chapter 2. We saw the 2 there. Hold on, wait, let's, yeah. And then Temena, oh, not Temenos, that's Casti. Casti here, we've got a level 24 going on, and we have Ochet, level 37, which is a pretty big jump if that's her Chapter 2. It's a pretty big jump. But this seems to be the right side of the continent area. These all seem to be different. They don't seem to be interchanged. I think this is something to do with Partitio, his talent and path action. And we can see some more. Like we can see another Ochet thing over here. Like what do both of these icons mean? We see another Throne icon. We see another. We see a Temenos icon. And we can see another Partitio with the money icon, right? Another one over here as well. So I think that might have something to do with him maybe having discounts in certain towns, or maybe being able to buy something in certain towns. We don't really know. We can see another Casti icon, and we can see a third Ochet icon with an Oswald icon. This is likely his Chapter 2. And they're gonna fast travel to Ochet's hometown.
The village name is called Kenomo.
Kenomo, I guess. You can see a chest up there. Maybe you have to challenge this person, beat them, and then you're able to climb up this ladder to get to this chest, which seems cool as hell. We never really did that in Octo 1. There wasn't a lot of like vertical movement.
A different town or village instantaneously.
Yeah, they explain what fast travel is.
Then that's stress-free. Correct.
Oh, this doesn't seem to be Ochet's village actually, but you can see NPCs moving around. He's just walking.
Also have regular people.
Oh no, this is Ochet's village, yeah, because there's the regular people, and then here we have the more beast people. Which this is also a very large town. That was like 2 separate areas. I just want to say, like in Octo 1, like this area would have been its own screen, and then this would have been a second screen, you know. But they just have a whole, like, it's one area, no loading zones, no nothing. Yeah, which is just, it's just really exciting to, it makes it seem like it's gonna have, like, we're gonna have a lot more open area. We're gonna have a lot more area to explore in Octo 2, which is very, very exciting. They call them the Wild Ones. They love dry meat.
You can see their ears sticking out of their heads, right? And they live in these houses.
Yeah, we can see more like the ladder style.
What their village looks like.
We come out here.
Races are living side by side on this island.
Oh, awesome! And we got this cool tiger, dude.
Between these people. can speak to this lion-like statue.
But they're not
Statue.
going to. They're not going to tempt us. They're not going to show us if you can path action him. But I think they're going to show off the. Yeah. The ladder system. That's the ladder movement. That's cool.
You can see that they can climb up ladders. So
Mhm.
this game introduces the element of elevation and height
Yep.
and depth.
Yeah, and here they actually show off something.
Now, these wild ones, you can interact with them, but you need dry meat as well.
So they show off a different currency system, right? The dry meat instead of leaves, right? So we can see here by the time spent, they spent 2.5 hours getting to this point. They have no dry meat to show for it. L. So it shows that you do need dry meat to like buy things in this specific area, which brings the idea that you need different types of currency for different areas, which is just a more in-depth
So that's their
area.
currency. Yep.
Which is cool, which opens it up for multiple opportunities in like different areas to be more unique, instead of just going here spending 50k gold on whatever or leaves, you know. But it doesn't matter because it's all the same currency. So it's cool that they're adding more
Taking a step
detail.
deeper into the worldview, because the last game
And there's
was
even
for
more areas.
medieval times.
There's even more
Now
space.
this is a very
And now we
big
see
world.
there's a oopsies. And now we see there's a loading zone past here. But this whole thing was one screen, which is insane.
I think the characters.
There's never been like Octo 1 never had towns this large. Like hell, even think about Stoneguard, right? Stoneguard had like the main area, but the bottom half, it was split up into two sides. It was 3 screens for that whole town, and that's like probably smaller than this whole village, this whole screen. That's just insane.
Represent a very vast world, and the ocean in this world divides the world
Mhm.
into 2 continents. Buddy?
Yep.
Right. So
Yeah, we're just gonna skip there. They're just kind of talking about how the world is sick and awesome, and I agree.
sunset.
Oh yeah, and the time zone, the time. Okay, we can see actually here, I think, what comes up in the bottom right corner is, I think that is, you can't really see because I paused it, but I think what this is, can you go away? Whatever. You can't go away. But I think what that is the time change button. The right trigger is the time change button, because you do actually be able to change it to that button, and it changes the map too. When you open up the map, it looks more sunsetty
Further the enjoyment
than
of
before.
your gameplay.
Actually, we can see.
And that will further the enjoyment of
We can see that here, that level 15 and level 18 per chance. Yeah. So Oswald and Ochette have a. So this is interesting, right? Because this means there's a level 15 Ochette area and then a level 37 Ochette area at the top right. Which means there might be 2 different chapters you could go at the same time. Maybe you can just like skip a chapter of Ochette. Maybe this is one of those Tales of Two that we've seen. Of like the characters interacting and having like a chapter with both of them involved. But it's weird that they would have 2 different level requirements for that, or level recommendations for that.
so let's move on to a different place. There's so many locations. Are you sure you
Level
want to
7,
choose
chapter 2. Damn, that's really low.
this far?
I wonder if that's actually chapter 2.
We're just in the beginning of the game, right? Okay, moving on to the next place.
Okay, and we
which
can
is
see
called
this nice
Or's
area.
Rush.
Or what they call it?
Okay, moving on to the next place, which is called Or's Rush.
Or's Rush,
Now,
okay.
listening to the music, isn't it seamless? It's really emotional, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And it's like
Thank you
this,
so much for that.
like where they show off the nighttime
This is
music
sort of
becoming
like
daytime music.
a town in the Wild West with the pirating spirit, right? And
Oh yeah, you get to go in. That was another thing that showed off in the last time that I failed to mention, is that they went into the inn. The inn wasn't simply you interact with the door and you get to sleep. This is now you go inside and there's a whole ass building in it. You can talk to someone. There's sometimes NPCs in it.
we've developed the interior of the shops.
It's great.
And stores.
I'm a big fan. And the door stays open. Oh my god, that's so cool.
So
You can see that because it's not like
you
yeah.
can see with more height and depth and more interior.
Mhm. And
of
this is the town we saw in the trailer as well.
locations in the shops.
This guy's moving.
Something that we want you to focus on as well. Okay, so So between night and day, this is how it will change.
You can hear the music
See that
pick
the
up.
music has livened up. It's more bright.
It's just the seamless transition. They've just pressed probably the right trigger, and it just switches,
Very different music. Correct. It's drastically
which is
different.
awesome.
I think this was a type of music that we didn't hear in the previous game.
And for those that aren't aware, there was an interview. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Cool. They had an interview with a famous who had an interview with the Octopath Traveler 2 team, and they talked about a lot of things. I can link this in the description if you guys want to read it yourself. But the main thing to see here, there's more vocals being used. There's a lot of things with the music, right? So, yeah, Nishiki fucking popped off with this. There's even more tracks in this than there were in Octopath, and that had 110 tracks in it, which was more than Octo 1, and we're gonna even more in Octo 2, and it's gonna go crazy. Let's see if they find it. Let's see if I can find where it is. Yeah, so the first game tried to avoid using certain types of instruments and whatnot, and now there's like not as much limitations. And we see that with a lot of things. There's a lot more options. There's a lot more general types of music we're gonna see, and so it means we're gonna have a lot more diverse areas and a lot more diverse soundtrack, and it's gonna be sick.
So
I'm really excited for the soundtrack in this game.
Pioneer sort of music game, and I wanted to.
Oh, we can wait. Let's hear the music transition from day to night as well.
Pioneer sort of music. I didn't want to make the music repetitious from the previous game, and I wanted to explore different genres.
It kind of reminded me of like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I don't know if anyone else got that. But it was like a.
The previous
Any Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fans in the chat?
in the daytime,
Let me know in the comments down below
changes into
what your favorite
calm,
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game
relaxed
is.
mellow state.
Yeah, they just kind of walk around.
Yes, please play.
Um,
You saw
yeah, here we see more. We see this seems to be Tomato's chapter 2.
all of the locations on
This area, and wait, we saw Ochet again.
Yes. You saw all of them.
This seems to be Ochet's chapter 2. So I don't really know. This might not be the chapter symbol, so we don't really know. I guess we don't really know what this is. But yeah, this is just interesting.
It's on the world map. We needed music for all of these places, right? And for both day and night.
Yeah.
Because I was testing.
I believe they went back to that town. And, yeah. So we fast travel to this town, and this, yeah, shows off this nice little town. It's really nice.
That was a challenge. Well,
This was shown off in the trailer for the day and night cycle. We were on this bridge exactly. Yeah.
From real life.
And this is where
Well, just as an
they showed off
example,
like day and night changing, and Akara using bribe on the
like a
character.
scene, instead of
Although actually, we might
taking your
be able to see it here. We do. Okay, so we get to see a little bit. Oh god, can we like up the quality? Ugh. Okay. Okay, so here we see like we probably see it the most, but they're gonna go over it later, so I'm not gonna like get too much into it. But here we can see that the characters do have some path
real
actions.
life. Well, just as an example, as this previous genre,
And they're gonna go into the water
it's
here.
on the same.
Here, let's actually see it. Look, they go into boats. They got the little canoe game going on.
It's on the scenario of the main character.
And they're gonna walk up to this guy and not actually show anything
Actions of the character,
because they're teases. They're
but
teasing us.
more really.
That's the inn. They're moving along, and they're going to
Town. Now,
come by this ship, and we can see that there's actually a port icon, just like there was on the map. If we go to the map, there's a port icon, which is, you know, they're probably gonna have a boat that can lead you to different ports. So from here to here to here, and that's how you get to the different 3 main land masses. I guess we don't really know how we're gonna get to these like smaller land masses that like are separate. Maybe there's gonna be different ways to get to that. My question is how the hell they got from Hikari's chapter area anywhere, because they don't seem to have unlocked any of the map. They probably employed some dev cheat codes. Yeah, you can see the anchor icon above him. I don't think we really missed much. They just kind of walked around.
And you can also
Yeah, you see. Yeah, so Thurin has steal. Patricio has purchase,
move around.
just like from the first game.
Ding.
And now they're gonna go fast travel off to Agnia's Chapter 2 town. It's not gonna proc anything, but this is where we see a lot of like content in this town here. So we see that
Very urban
um,
place. I don't think this
yeah, the NPCs moving around when the daytime changes to nighttime,
existed in the previous game. Very
and they're purposefully avoiding NPCs to not show us too many path actions yet. But we'll see some later, so it's not a really big deal.
music here.
They're moving around and they're showing off the music. I guess we can listen to the music.
And it's sort of like you didn't exist in the first game.
Hmm
Here.
So it's like much different than a lot of things we see in Octa 1.
It's more energetic. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah, so it's much more upbeat. We can see a few things. So we see on the map that there's some house icons, which probably means like different. You can enter different houses and they'll be their own like screen transitions and whatnot. We also see what looks to be like a dungeon icon or manse icon. You know, something you'd see in like Noble Court in Octa 1 or yeah, and other places like that, right? Like Prim's Chapter 3, Therian's Chapter 2. You know the such, which is probably going to show that like we're gonna have to fight through probably that big. Let's see if we can go back to it. Probably this area. I think this is like Agnia's Chapter 2 area where she goes and meets the big dancer lady
Daytime.
who's super like popular and stuff.
So.
And I think they show off the path actions here. They do.
Path
Okay.
action.
And we can see the difference, right? So in Octa 1, you press the path action button and like it you got to specify which one you wanted to choose. Did you want to challenge, alert, whatever? Now you do it, and it pulls up the whole menu, which I think is a much better change, much better way of doing it. So we can see all the different ones, and they're the same path actions we know from Octa 1. That's challenge, alert, purchase, steal.
Okay. People like in the
And we can see.
can duel the
So I think they misinputted, and we get to gain knowledge from this. So similar to Beast Lore, right? When you use the path action button and there's no one nearby, it opens up like a view your beasts option. And I think this is what this is for Hikari's talent. That they're going to go into more detail later, but we did mention in the last video that Hikari's talent is that he gains skills from NPCs that he challenges and beats. So that probably is a way to look at your skills, and probably a way to, remove the ones you don't want anymore to make room for newer ones.
like in the last game, but Hikari, if you win the duel, you can obtain the other person's skills.
Yeah, so there they explain how Hikari's talent works.
I see.
It's incredibly strong. So here they actually show off a challenge. And you can see that similar to Octa 1, when an NPC is blocking away, you can't alert or guide them. You can only challenge them. You can only like fight them in a challenge like path action
But now
to beat them. And you can see like they use a dagger. They have a
obtain
three.
the skill of exploring.
So first of all,
Obtain
let's watch that one more
the
time.
skill of exploring.
The fucking battle intro, camera swapping looks so much cleaner than it did in Octa 1, where it was just, like the fade to black, come back, you're in battle.
Using like a
But we do get to hear the new battle system as well.
dagger.
And we do see that Hikari starts with latent power being fully charged as well. Just a little details we're seeing here and there. And we do hear the new battle theme.
And this is the first time we're revealing the battle music.
Okay, so now that we've gotten that, let's look at a few things. So first of all, this is the first time they actually are purposefully giving us the battle icon and menu. So we see a few things, right? So we got attack, but we have probably what here is like learned skills is what I'm going to assume that is. We've already seen this though. So probably flee, defend, items, warrior skills, learned skills. So this is going to be his talent. And then we have latent power here as a Y button. So we'll see what that looks like
Listen
later.
to this for a moment.
So,
This is the first
excuse me.
time we're revealing the battle music. Let's
So we're gonna see a few things. So first of all, we can see that he's got a sword skill. He's got spear skill, and he's got 2 seemingly status buffing skills. So I'm going to assume one of these is insight and the other is some form of stout wall. We don't know what they do. We don't know what they are. But we have seen Hikari with the insight icon at some point. I don't know if I want to like scrub through to find it. Wait, wasn't it this fight? Wasn't it the fight with Come on, show it to me. Yeah, here it is. So here we can see Hikari with the insight icon, and we don't. It doesn't look like he has a sub job. So one of these is probably insight, if I had to guess. The other one is probably stout wall, or abide. So here is actually interesting. So it's a 3-hit sword skill, which seems really good. We see later on that it's actually random target, which is significantly better, but it doesn't look like it's more balanced, right? If they just gave him a 3-hit single target sword skill, I'd shit myself. But it's consistently 3 hits. It's not like Thousand Spear. It's not like Rain of Arrows. It doesn't just fire multiple times, miss a bunch, and hit a guaranteed 3 times. It'll hit 3 times. Next we see they boost up, which we can see the animation for that looks a lot more dramatic than it did in Octo 1. And they're using a single hit high damage spear target. Single target high damage spear attack. Just to punish the break. This guy's using the dark skill, it's kind of whatever. But he also had a little animation, look at him go. He's pointing at him.
A strong opponent.
Yeah, and also the attacking animation was a lot smoother from Hikari, which looks really good.
Depending on the weapons.
And we can also see, yeah.
The graphics will change as well. Okay, and the latent power, I think we're seeing a glimpse of that as well. Right?
Oh. Okay, well they're attacking, they're trying to weaken his shields. And now they're gonna break with enough BP to max boost. But they're not going to use the latent power. They're just going to use the spear attack, and we can see the camera animation probably applies to any max boost skill, not specific types of skill that we thought they were previously.
Very dynamic, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's dealing about 500 damage when the ×3 version did. Here, hold on.
Abilities.
The ×3 version did about like 400, right? Yeah, 368, and then changed to max boost. Which did 493. I don't think that revealed anything significant. That's pretty normal.
And then you saw the boost.
And that's a much cleaner animation. We swing down, we swing by, and we see him on his own. They seem to drop some sort of status item. We get bonuses for breaks, so these are all back. We fade out, and here we see all the information. So we can see that it is a dagger skill. It costs SP. And it has a secondary effect. I have no idea what it is. Let's honestly, image translator time. Let's find out. There's a 20% chance of doing something. That's Chinese. Let's do Japanese. Enemy single 13 dagger. Oof, 20% of the image. All right. Well, it's not very good. It's what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Does it have it auto detect? 20% points. Yeah, we don't really know. All right. Maybe it's like some sort of thing. Don't really know.
All right. And then.
So. Yeah, and you can learn. So there are a few things we get from this, right? So you can choose to learn it, or you can choose to not. So this probably means you have a limited amount that you get to choose from, sort of like Beast Lore, right? You have a limited supply of beasts you get to choose. You have limited supply of skills you can learn from NPCs. We don't. Yeah, and they cost SP, so they're not free. They probably have. You can probably use them a limited amount of times. We'll see later though. So they get to move around, and I think okay. So here we see something important. We see that Hikari cannot challenge this character, not because challenge is like unavailable, but because he's level locked. So he has noble challenge, right? So he's too low of a level to challenge this person, but everyone else can use their other path actions. Hold on, wait, what? Go back. Yeah, level 15 required, right?
Now,
we can see that Allure is functioning normally, and we can see this little extra bonus here. That has to do with her talent. So Agnia's talent is when you learn an NPC, and you go into battle and use a dancing skill, they do something, they play an instrument, and they give you some sort of buff. Some of them increase the duration of the buff, some of them do other things. We don't really know. We only see the one that increases the duration.
In battle, the townspeople will play instruments to sort of help boost their power.
Mm-hmm.
So
And they
I wanted
explain
to
that right
show
there.
that to you a little bit.
Yeah, so here, yeah, they're gonna allure this guy because they're cowards and they don't want to go for the 60% alert.
Simple battle, but when she dances, the other people that she brought along will play instruments.
Okay, so yeah, they show off that we have allure and we have the person coming back, following the
What we
group.
wanted to do was, because she's a dancer, we wanted to develop her story and do something with that, with the other dance people and in the battles.
Yeah, so I think they're just talking about how like
Right.
her story is more based on her path
It's a good
action,
opportunity for us
and now they're gonna talk about like night path actions.
for the nighttime.
So the same guy's still there that Hikari couldn't challenge, but we see a few things. So first of all, we see bribe, entreat, and I think what they're going to explain now, which is hire. So hire is similar to guide alert, but you use money instead, right? We sort of predicted this back in the first trailer because there was that one scene where there was like 1 million people following. If we go back, wasn't it like? It was here, right? Yeah, so here we can see 4 NPCs following you with 4 different characters, one being Agnia, one being Temenos, the dancer, and cleric. I think this confirms that they have a layer guide, and then Patricio has higher, which means Ochet is going to have some sort of NPC following skill, which this pretty much confirms it, because we can see that Patricio has higher, so we're probably going to see Ochet with some sort of NPC following skill. As opposed to what this means, they show it off later, but essentially what it is Patricio gets to get a discount for items bought at stores when he has an NPC following him around.
For this route deal, we are able to purchase from him at daytime, but we are able to hire him at night.
Yeah, so something we're going to note here as well is that Throne's path action can't be used at night. And what I think this is, and I think this sort of soft confirms that Throne's night path action is actually a challenge provoke style path action. And I think it is also level based, similar to Hikari's, which means we probably are going to see multiple like level based path actions per style of path action. Instead of it being like the rogue and noble split of one being level based, one being percentage based, we're going to see multiple being level based. Some being money based, some being percentage based, and whatnot, and maybe a third one, or a fourth one, I don't know. But yeah, we don't know the intricacies or any details about Throne's path action because they don't go into it at all, even Steel. But we do know that it's likely a challenge path action and is likely gated by level. It could be something different, but that is the most like detail that I can get from it.
And then this character is able to have the acumen to find out the skill sets to purchase something in a very good way.
So they're gonna show it off here, but now we get to hire him, and they're gonna go into the town. They're going to the shop here,
See that.
and they're gonna try to buy something
And if I
for like they're gonna try to buy a medium healing grape for 260,
here,
and they get a 39 leaf discount. And you get, they show a little animation as well. Hold on, you can see it
and if I purchase here,
in the bottom right. Look at that.
you see?
They're friends. That's so cool. I don't know. That's so awesome. They actually put like thoughts and effort into it, which is cool. But
Right now you saw the icon.
yep. So yeah, we can actually see here that you can seemingly buy concoct materials. So we might actually see another character with concoct. We don't know if it's going to be Casty. It probably is. If it's going to be anyone, it'll likely be her, because I don't think there's a lot of other characters who do that. I don't know. Maybe Oswald's secret passion is that he loves cooking and he loves mixing things together and making potions for people. But it's probably just going to be Casty. Or this is something entirely different. It's not concoct. Maybe anyone can use this. Maybe this is something that you buy for campfires, and you can like make whole meals on it. Maybe it's like Pokemon and you can make sandwiches. Who knows? But this is likely, like, I think the most reasonable option is that we got concoct materials. Concoct is back. It might be as strong, but we can't really tell. But yeah, we see a little jester, so we get to see also a lot of different styles of NPCs. Every other NPC in the old game, they all follow like this this pattern, right? There was like 5 or 6 styles of NPCs, and you would see repeats of all of those. But you see a lot of unique NPC icons around, which just makes it feel a lot more alive, the world, and makes it feel a lot better. It doesn't have to be like samey. It's really nice. And we can see Agnia's icon, the big dancer lady.
But if you really do that, but you don't good time will pass quite fast.
And they're
if you just try to communicate with it.
alright, and so here they're gonna go into the outside world. We don't get to see the danger level of this area. We don't get to see anything.
Pass quite fast. If you
Yeah.
try to communicate with it.
But so now we get to see a few things. We get to see encounters.
Yes. Oh, is it a field?
We see that they don't have the red icon on the minimap when you're running, which might just be like an early thing where like they don't have all the factors in the game that they want, or they decided it was stupid and got rid of it, which is based.
Let's listen to the music.
So I think a few things we can see here. There's 3 different icons, and there's no shrine icons. There's no dungeon icons. But there's 3 different loading zones. That's about it though. So we can tell that that's going to be like a much wider area. You're gonna have a lot more paths you can go down. It's not gonna be as linear as it was in Octo 1, where it was ring 1, ring 2, ring 3, each area. Yeah. I can hope anyways.
Look at the graphic here.
Oh, they got duckies! They got little duckies in the pond, and they're swimming around. That's awesome. And then they go into a battle, and we see the same animation,
Fine.
and it swings into it. I can actually see how that could be a possible motion blur problem for some people. So I hope that they have an option to at least like take that away.
Here. High
A few things we can see
very
here.
detailed, very fine. Here's
An interesting thing. Well, let's go back. They're on their BP when we enter the battle is for some reason they're different colors. I don't think there's anything to this. I think this is just an internal thing. The game isn't finalized yet. There's some visual bugs, I'm sure. But I think it's interesting.
so here's the
Anyways, so here we see that they get a surprise round. Probably scripted, probably whatever. But we see similar enemies to what we have in Octo 1 with some of the ravens.
we take the first.
So we can see here with Agnia that she can summon her alert NPC, probably dance skills, probably items, defend, flee. So here are a few things we can note. First, is there's no elemental skill. There's no Moonlight Waltz. There's no nothing. She has no element right now. We see a 25 SP cost skill, which is likely Bewildering Grace. I think I went over it in the previous video, but on their website they said Dancer probably has BG things. Actually, I didn't because I didn't go to that. You know, we'll do that after this. But yeah, this is likely Bewildering Grace, and
So I want to dance here. To see
you can see that.
from the town.
So first of all, we can see that it's line dance.
Look at that. He runs
Because it's going to increase physical attack. for 4 turns, right? But also we can see that even without having the NPC out,
So
she
I
selects
want
it
to dance here.
and
This
uses
message
it,
from
and the NPC comes out
Look at that.
and plays a little instrument and increases it by assumedly 2 turns.
Here, and then
Um, Right, going from 2 turns to 4 turns. We saw when she alerted the NPC that they had, it was 2 to 4, right? So I'm going to assume this is a 2 to 4 turn. Oh no, that's the wrong person.
I wanted to show that to you a little bit.
Yeah, 1 to 3. So this is like a 1 to 3 like turn duration increase for dance skills.
people, look at that.
And she physically attack buffs.
buff to her. And I
So we can see here that he also is able to summon his hired NPC.
power here.
And they're going to show Particcio's latent power. Now pay attention because this might be hard to miss.
Too. So what is
Or it might be easy to miss, hard to see.
for this character, if I push the alert,
So when they use it, it gives him 5 BP, which is really good. So he's able to completely max his BP out
like a
on a win. Not to mention, you see, they can still do an action. And you know what they do with it?
as to widen the choice
They use the BP, and they donate BP to Hikari. So, this just shows off donate BP's back.
will be passed to the Hikari in this time.
It looks really good.
So I think ability will-
So a few things
so
though.
it gives us
Actually, we'll see his skills later. We'll go to that later.
Let's take a look at it.
But we donate BP to Hikari.
So with that, Hikari is able to
And
use
he's
his
able
special
to
skill from the beginning because he has a
max boost and uses latent power, which unlocks a different menu of
power
skills.
from the previous character. So without taking the
So here we can see he's got, you know, the 2 sword skills and seemingly a no weapon skill, but what this actually is the Hinaka skill we saw before. So we see it's first a spear attack on all enemies, and then we can see him bring out his sword. Which means that this is both spear and sword in the same skill, which is cool. We don't have anything like that in Octa 1 besides Winnie Heals, right?
very great.
So we see we get the return of, you know, the bonuses for everything, not just breaking.
All
It's the
enemies
same as usual.
are cute. Yes.
Yeah. So,
Last time we needed to substitute.
wait, let me
Yes.
see if they got any items.
Last time we needed
Nothing.
we
Okay.
needed to do some break and we needed to the boost.
Yeah, so the latent powers are very strong, especially Paticio's. Paticio's is amazing utility, and Hikari's is very strong.
And I do have one more.
Alright, and we show off that
element that I want to
it
show you.
seems to be different encounters depending on the day and nighttime. The rats seem very nighttime oriented, so we get to see that day-night cycle effect more than just like in-town NPCs and path action, but also affects combat as well. In fact, it even affects this. So we see a buff. I'm currently assuming that this is I'm currently assuming that this is a dancer support skill. We can try to see what it is. Here, hold on, wait. Pull up Microsoft Paint. We can see, oh shoot, right. Okay. We can try to see what, yeah, intensive care in the dark night. So we can see that is a, let's see if Japanese says anything different. Not really. Cool. So we can see that this is a, like a nighttime specific thing. It wasn't just a random act, like intimidation or, yeah, like other support skills like that in Octo 1. We see this like probably something that happens during the nighttime. You get physical attack, elemental attack, and speed buff to everyone for 3 turns, which is pretty good. We can also see a few things.
I do have one more element that
I
I
want
want
to,
show here.
in the top right, we can see Hikari and Paticio's latent power was used up, so the gauge is like transferred between battles. It's not just at the start of each battle, which is cool. It means you get to be able to like do things, and it also shows that Hikari's is almost completely full. Again, probably because he was doing so much damage and breaking all those enemies, which means he can probably chain together latent powers very well against multiple enemies. So I think this is where they're gonna show off. Okay, this is a really cool thing. So they've been hiding it, sneaky little devils, but you can actually speed up battles. So they're gonna show it. So now it's 2 times. You can see that everyone is moving faster, and we could just increase the speed of battles, which is awesome. So here we see, yeah, that the sword skill
very fast and a good tempo to
is random target. So first of all, you can see that it let's see, yeah, you see because it targets everyone, and then it gives 2 hits to the rat and 1 to the sheep. We're going to assume that it's standard 3 hit. It's not random, but yeah, here we see an interesting thing is Agnia gets to just break an enemy. So in these kind of skills exist in Champions of the Continent. They're called shield crack skills, where they lower a shield point regardless of the enemy's weakness. This kick that she does, you can see her. She goes for a kick. Seems to be a shield cracking skill that lowers shield points regardless of their weakness, which I feel like is pretty easy to say. It's gonna be very strong. And we can see that Throne has a dagger. Oh yeah, I guess another thing we can see here is that we're not using fans. Fans are gone. We're back to we're like pretty much confirmed back to Octo 1's weapons. The sheep has an attack animation, very cool. And we can see here that this is not Patricia. This is Hikari's learned weapon skills, right? So we can see their SP cost. We can see they don't have like a limited amount of uses or anything. He just gets them.
and obtain the skill sets are there, and the spears and the sword are not.
And he gets to see that he has some sort of 2-hit axe skill, which is pretty neat. I'm curious how these are going to work with weapons he doesn't have equipped. How much damage this does, like if it's based on his simple like highest weapon attack, kind of like elemental attacks are, or if they're based on like as if he had no weapons equipped at all.
Skill sets are there, and the spears and the sword.
I feel like it's definitely not though. I feel like it's definitely based on like probably his highest weapon, because that did significantly more damage than his sword skill did. Not even like counting the fact that it's weak to it.
Are not enough
So I think it's definitely based off like his weapon
to
skills.
get the break shot to the enemy.
Yep, and then she gets to kick him
So you
for even more damage than Hikari, which is interesting to note.
break shot to the
Probably just means that this is a very high damaging skill, but this did much more damage than either of Hikari's skills did.
So you need to use
Although Hikari's axe skill did hit twice,
there, and the spears and
we can see that it, yeah, so it's about the same amount of damage.
So you need to use the skill set you
But on a dancer, of course, is a bit different.
obtain.
So here we see a few things. So first of all, Thief has a dark elemental skill instead of fire, right? So we're mixing things up. We see a dagger skill, we see likely a debuff skill, and we see what's likely steel. We actually do see steel on the website, so we do know that Thief does get steel. Here's the dagger skill. HP Thief is back, so it's still 2 hits, still single target, still pretty decent damage. And it still heals half the total damage dealt, so the damage of 1 hit, it heals. And then Particio, we get to see an interesting new skill. Is he has a bow skill. We can see a few other skills, so this one seems to cost no JP and doesn't have any, or no SP and doesn't have anything. This one doesn't seem to have anything, so we don't really know what these two do. One of these might be collect, one of these might be rest, or something else, or sidestep, who knows. We can't really tell what any of these are. They might be something completely new and different. But he has a single target bow attack, which does pretty decent damage, and increases JP gained. by 6. Maybe it's not multiplied by 6, because if it was multiplied by 6, that'd be crazy. Here, let's see if the image translator has anything to say about it. JP Ancient 6 got the biggest. Japanese, anything better? Nope. Alright, cool. So yeah, it's some sort of way to increase JP gained.
Difficult for me to create a
These rats got some things going on. They can poison Hikari, they can buff their own attack.
So I was a little bit naive or a little sensitive to
Alright, and we can see Agnia stabbing the dude. Actually, we can see that Agnia, we can confirm that there's no other weapons because Agnia only has the one dagger. There's no arrows on the side to switch between weapons. And we can see that Throne does have, likely has sword. At least has a second weapon because we can see the arrows. We can see the arrows next to the dagger. And they're just gonna break. Alright, and we can see an interesting thing as well. So Hikari's random target sword skill actually scales off boost. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And seemingly him going for a 6th attack. So we can tell that it starts off with 3 and scales up to 6 depending on how much BP you use. 3 for 0, 4 for 1, 5 for 2, 6 for 3.
You hear the feedback from the users. Yes, the time for the normal bottle is quite long.
And we can see that there's actually that's a significant amount of JP. So usually, if the ratio to EXP to JP is not doesn't look like this normally. It is normally if we go back to the first battle. Here, let's go back to the first battle. And Hikari demolishes people.
Very great.
Yeah, okay, 32 to 30. Okay, actually, you know what? Maybe there's something they changed. Maybe they changed that. Maybe enemies grant more JP and it's easier to get skills. Okay, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's just adding 6. Maybe it's not multiplying by 6 or anything.
And I really want to hear the feedback from the users. Yes, the time for the normal bottle is quite long.
A big thing is that they're listening to feedback of the users, which is awesome. We love to see it.
That's right. So I actually
We get to see Patricio giving a thumbs up over there. And that's pretty much it for this section. So yeah, they open up the menu and it's cool and nighttime themed. One thing I do want to say is, let's see. So I know I mentioned that it's possible Throne has a challenge, provoke style path action for her night path action, and I think a good evidence for that actually comes from.
To sunset of your
Let's see. Is the levels of the party, right? So presumably, they started with Hikari. They went and gathered people, right? Probably Throne next, probably Particio, then probably Agnia. I think it's interesting that Throne, out of all the characters, is the closest to Hikari's level. I think if we look at the EXP that everyone has, we're not able to see as well because they're right there. But we can see Throne is significantly higher than the other two. It could be they actually look identical, just like one level apart or so. So it could actually be they set things up for this demonstration. But I would like to believe that Throne has more EXP because she is able to challenge NPCs, and she's able to fight NPCs and gain EXP on her own. So I think that's just something to note. So they go here and they show off the title screen.
As I showed a little bit. Can I show later?
And they show off some boats, and it's got this cool dynamic scene going, and you get the whole squad up on the mountain. And they cut away. And here we have the opening sequence. They're very careful not to accidentally hover over any other character. And we go down to Hikari. And this is all the information. It's on the website. I'm not gonna go over it. And they're gonna start off and showing off a little bit of Hikari Chapter 1. The right trigger thing is still there. I actually don't know what that means then. It's probably not daytime, nighttime. But we do see something that we get to pause, play, fast forward and skip cutscenes. So you get a lot more control over what you're able to do with the cutscenes instead of just like skipping or mashing through or whatever. So first of all, the camera work of these is amazing. This is unlike anything we've seen in Octo 1. It's a lot more. There's a lot more going on here. You got some dude coming up talking to Akari, being like, yo, there's people. He's like, ugh, why is there so much bloodshed? My family died. These are probably people that have died. And he's being, you know, an anime protagonist. The camera pans down and moves and, okay, no, this is insane. And it transitions and it shows us a little bit of field command stuff going on, like, hey, how do you play the game? That's, I don't know, we've never had anything like that before, and we can see NPCs moving around and doing shit. For those of you that remember Haunted 4, when the whole thing of like, we gotta work together as a group to go kill Red Eye, and like everyone, you know, goes to the Grimsand ruins, and they all sit there, yeah, and like if you leave Grimsand ruins and come out, they're still there fighting the enemies, but they're all just like standing still. They're not doing anything. This is telling you how to move and how to play video games if you're lame. But you can see them move, and they're like actually animated like in the overworld, and that's so much more than like anything else that we've seen. This guy's gonna die. And they're talking, and they get like little text boxes that come up, and now Hikari's like, oh my god, I gotta fight these dudes, I gotta protect my homeland. And then his friend comes up, right? Like, I will fight with you, Hikari. I don't know who you are. I don't know who this guy's name is. And we get to see a few things. So, okay, they're talking. I don't speak Japanese. Can't really tell what's going on. They're talking about combat tutorial, right? So how breaking works and whatnot. And we can see he's in turn order. He's on the team. He's got things he can do. We can't run away because it's a skill. So he's going to... Interesting. Hold on, wait. So we do see similar. Yeah. So learn skills, warrior skills, items, defend, flee. He goes down to warrior skills. We see the two skills, the random target sword and the single target spear. And they smack a lot. And now they have the break tutorial. And then this guy comes out. And seemingly, we can't actually tell what his second skill is because they aren't nice enough to scroll down. But it doesn't look like it's a weapon. So it looks like he has different skills. He doesn't have the warrior job equipped, essentially, as his base job. And it looks like a 3-hit single target skill. It might be random target and just got really lucky. Who knows? But it seems to be a 3-hit single target skill, very high power because it dealt like what 71 damage a hit, like 70 damage a hit. Yeah, it's pretty good compared to what Hikari's did, which was like about 18. And here Hikari's probably just going to use a spear attack or just basic attacks to kill. Yep. Yeah. We can actually see, interesting, here, that he has 182 GP. So he starts with 180 GP. This might be a mistake on their part. It might be just intentional. But actually, if you look here, you can see his face, and he's kind of like, uh-oh. Anyways, so I don't know. Maybe they didn't mean for that to happen. Maybe it doesn't matter. If you can't learn any skills with them anyways, then there's no real difference. But they're going to go fight some more people, and the camera's going to pan away from the characters and up to this guy, this dude, who's definitely going to be a boss. And that's it for the gameplay thing. It's just, that's it. We're done. And they're talking about the collector's edition, which actually, I didn't know it had this. But yeah, it's, you get a hard copy of one of the console versions. You get the little dudes, get the little album, you get the music, you get the art. You get a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's available on their website. You can check it out yourself if you want to.
So high quality.
Yeah, so you get to see them in more detail. You get to see Hikari, Agnia, Particio, and Oswald. Which are pretty insane. I'm gonna be honest. These look very,
Song and all
very high quality.
made, and
And you can see the 4 on his right there, down there, but not zoomed in. And this is a cool bag that they have. They're just showing off their collector's edition.
will be included in this kilted bag. It's pretty big, isn't it?
And it's got all the like the job icons. You got thief, cleric, hunter, apothecary, scholar, warrior, dancer. That's dancer. Yep.
And these are showing the icons of the jobs or professions. And it comes with the closure and the zipper at the already.
Yep. And they show off
From
all the things. They're just
able demanding too.
trying to talk about their thing.
I did for this. Listen to what
There's not a lot going on here, except for this part right here. So they're gonna show off some music. And I don't know if they're gonna copyright strike me for it.
The music for this.
So we can not to interrupt, but we're gonna see like it's probably it's similar to a lot of the themes we've seen, where it has like the intro and now it's going to transition. Maybe I misread it. Wait. Okay, here I think. And we get to hear new music. And that's so fucking sick. I think they're gonna cut it off right here at the end. And we can actually see, so a few things you can hear here is there's actually like a little bit of hints of Hikari's like initial theme, right? So we see like in Octo 1 that there's the theme, the character's theme, right? Like Primrose, for example, you'd have full revenge play, and then it would be designed in such a way that at any point in the song, if you press the final A button to go into the battle, that it would be able to seamlessly transition into Decisive Battle 1 to Battle at Journey's End. And even like it's even designed so that it would work with the advanced job bosses, themes, the those who govern reason. That's the song. But yeah, here we can see we have a card. We can see it do that. We can hear like the main. This is the main like theme. This is the main like battle song. Decisive Battle like 7 or whatever we're at now. We can hear a little bit of Hikari's theme in like the back, so it seems like it might actually continue on throughout the main song, which would be sick as hell. We can hear that as well. Yeah, that's... And we can hear that. You know, honestly, like, I don't know why I'm listening to this here. You guys should just go listen to it yourself. But... And then we hear the song start looping because it's a video game theme song. And... It's incredibly good. They don't go into much else for the rest of it. They just kind of talk about some stuff. But... Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's incredible. It's really good. And now we can talk about some other things. So first of all, the main website. If you haven't been here, check it out. There's a whole lot of shit. It's a whole lot of like concrete details about factors. A lot of things that we've been more or less like speculating of. So most of those things are right, but this is just official things. We can see Agnia being funny. We can see Oswald escaping prison because he's a badass. But here it actually also starts playing music. It's got the night theme, right? And you guys should just be listening to this yourself. But you can also switch to daytime. Yeah, so No, just shut up. So that's really cool. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on here. So this is where they talked about the Tokyo Game Show. They're gonna show off the exhibit information. They already did that. They have a lot of things. We have the 8 characters right now. We just have information about Hikari and Agni available, which we kind of already know, but we'll go into that. But as I'm sure as time goes on, we'll start to see more about each of the characters and get to learn more about their talents, their latent powers, their path actions, the ones we don't know yet. That's really cool. So we get to see some system information about challenge. You see alert. Let's go into this. So we got Hikari. We already know like pretty much everything about him, but it takes a little bit to load. Here, let's get rid of this stuff. I don't really need most of this. So we can see that he is 21 years old. He's Hikari Ku. He's chilling. He doesn't like war, but he's gonna go kill people. So he has challenge, and then if you switch to nighttime, it shows off him using bribe, and it shows off bribe, his night path action, right? In terms of a few things. So his passive, learn attacks. By winning the match, you learn opponent's technique, and you can use it anytime during battle. So we can see him, using Ice Wind, using some sort of money skill, an AoE bow attack. So sword and spear attack techniques and contribute this to your party as a physical attacker. Yep, so that's the warrior class, that is base class. Interesting thing here is that he gains a physical attack buff. I don't know details of this. I actually haven't noticed this before. But it might have to do with the sword he has. His sword looks bigger in this compared to, if we look at, actually we can't really see it there. But if we go back, okay, hold on, wait. So if we go here, and, let's just go to the first impression. Wait a minute. If we go to, just go to here. Let's go to the first battle that was here. And we scroll through until, we see he has a different sword. And in this animation, he has a bigger sword. And after he finishes the attack, so maybe it's not just like a sub-job thing, but maybe even the spear that Merchant Agnia had. Let's see if we go back here to the and the boat battle. Here, so maybe even this spear changes depending on what you have equipped, which would be crazy if this sword also is like a thing that gives him special ability, that the actual sprites of the weapons you're using change depending on what you have equipped. That would be insane. I would be so excited if that happened. If we talk about latent power, we can see by losing the inner shadow, so edgy. You can use special ability there, techniques by dealing a large amount of and continuous damage without consuming SP. So we can see the Hanaka skill that he used before. So actually, that's probably not Hanaka. Hanaka's probably a sword skill, one of the 2 sword skills he had. And the other one was the AoE spear into sword hit. That's interesting. So they called it Shadow Power. So we got Shadow the Hedgehog. Here we see I have 18-year-old quote-unquote dancer Agnia Burstani. To have her last name. Want to make everyone happy, just like her mother. We can see her path action, entreat. Scrounge, it looks like it's trying to translate it to, but it's entreat. You can beg for items, requires a character level. I believe we saw that. Oh hell, it even shows it. That's crazy. We can see level 18, you can just get it for free. Except it actually shows her your money. Maybe that's just the path action menu in general will always show your money. But you can see that it's you get it at level 18, a more noble style path action than purchase was in Octo 1, if that sort of makes sense. The idea that you either get it at a certain level or you don't, and it's based on level and whatnot. And then this is alert. We've seen her talent, where they gain extra buffs. When you dance type ability in battle, townsperson who accompanied by alert will participate as they'll play an instrument and give you extra buffs. So I remember from this one actually, if we go to because this little clip was shown off in here as well. Lion Dance, and they use Cleansing Chant. So that might have something to do with removing debuffs, or even, wait, what the hell? Why do you have buffs? Wait, you can buff elemental defense? It might be the NPC. It might be the NPC. But you can see it's a buffed elemental defense, buffs physical attack. No, physical defense. Okay, so it might be the thing. Also, these birds are ruthless. Why is she facing 4 birds alone? What kind of combat is this? Holy shit. Also, she has 8 turns of physical and elemental attack down, bro. She's fucked. She has her latent power though, it looks like. So maybe she can mess him up. But yeah, anyways, Cleansing Chant. Maybe it has something to do with that. So it's not just affecting the dance, but it also like is maybe like removing debuffs or status elements or whatnot. So her class, we can see Bewilder and Grace is back. EXP times 2, baby. In addition to learning techniques to strengthen the attack abilities of allies, it's also used techniques such as ignoring weaknesses. We saw that with her kick, her shield cracking kick, and cutting shields, and changing the order of actions. So this will be interesting. So in Octo 1 we had Panther Dance, which when you applied it, well, it was any speed buff. Panther Dance specifically applied a speed buff. Is whenever you applied a speed buff to an ally, they would move up in turn order, 1 turn, or 1 action, right? They would move it ahead of the person that was previously in front of them. So there could be something similar to that, or it could be something like Leg Hold Trap. And if they gave Dance with Leg Hold Trap and a shield cracking skill and Bewildering Grace and a lot of other shit, it's gonna be really good. I doubt they would give it Leg Hold Trap though. That'd be kind of insane. It's all together. This is just this is her Seal Tease from the first game. This is her latent power that are limited to 1 person. Can be used as a whole. It's possible to trigger the allies once with Lion Dance. Yeah. So we can see here that she uses the kick, which does seemingly significant damage, and is able to shield crack every enemy on the enemy team, or yeah, every enemy there. So, and we can see that it fills up her gauge a little bit more. So that's it for the characters. We can see a few other things. Oh, right. Okay, so we go to systems. We can see a few other details that I didn't cover in the last video that we're going to cover now. So they are showing that you can use path actions, and it's crazy, and we can see what's his face. George, Greg, what is his name? He was here somewhere, wasn't he? This dude. Gus. His name's Gus. Well, okay, they don't show what it is, but yeah. So we can see Gus chilling here. We can see the person playing the instrument. Yeah, so the path actions exist. Yeah, you break and you boost. We can see that he's gonna use a spear attack to fuck him up. We can see his colored salamander's back. The boy's here. The frog champ. So we see Steel, right? We see that she steals a plum. We see that Casti uses first aid. We see that Oswald has Ice Wind. It's, single hit, AoE, ice attack. But this Steel animation is like so much cooler than it was in Octo 1. The animation is just so much better. They're also talk about sub jobs here. They call them battle jobs. It might just be a translation thing, but yeah. Might be a rename, who knows. The new systems. Day and night. We've talked about this. They press a button, it changes. NPCs walk around, they change who they are, they change how they talk. Cross stories, yes. So this is a big thing. The Tales of 2, actually, let me find the image. The image is pretty big. It's this. Tales of 2. This is official artwork, by the way. This is official shit. Of cross path stories involving featuring 2 travelers. So we get to see this one is the Hikari and Agnia that we saw in the first trailer. The tales who heroes you become. I remember it was that part. What does it mean? Yeah, so right here they show off. Tales whose heroes you become. No, right here. So here we see, it's the same thing. It's here. The Tales of 2. Right? We can see this one with Particio and Oswald. We see this one with Agnia and Hikari. We see this one with a throne and Temenos. Yeah. Yeah, so there are going to be a lot of those. We see the latent power. He dramatically changed the battle situation. Yeah, and he's just, we already seen this. He goes bop bop. Fucks him up. We see that the little bird is chilling out in the canoe. They're chilling out in the big ship. There's a lot of water travel. Pretty cool. And this is just telling us to go to check out all different characters, which we already did. Yeah, it's going to take a while to load because it's a big website. There's a lot of shit going on. I don't know what this button means. What does this button do? Okay. It's telling us to buy the game. Oh, this is telling us this is the product. Okay, cool. So I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else I really have. Let's see. Yeah, so this is talking about the game more. There's nothing new. We see Ochet likes to eat meat and food. We see all the different characters. This is a cool little image. If you want to use it for like emotes or whatever, that's totally an option. Actually, I'm gonna use that for emotes in the server. See, the graphics they go feral, they go crazy. You get the team, yeah. So there's a bunch of information. Definitely check out this website if you haven't already. You get to mess around with the music, you get to hear the music, you get to do a lot of shit. That takes the products. It wants us to buy it, which is fair. Yeah, I'm really excited. And if they drop out any new content, definitely gonna check it out. Probably make more videos on it, talking about it, whatnot. And yeah, I can't wait for them to show off more about the characters. For now, it seems like Hikari and Particio both very strong. Particio for his latent power and Hikari for his talent. Hikari's talent seems incredibly strong, that you're able to just get the skills from NPCs you beat. Like, imagine, and full enfeeblement's back in the game. And you get that on a character. You don't get that on, like, you don't get that on, like, anything else. Like on an NPC that's random target. Well, if only it was AoE, but, like, you know what I mean. Like, it's insane. Let's see. There's a few other things we have, actually. Okay. So first, there was a Famitsu article written here. We have this. I have it pulled up on my Discord on the other monitor if you're wondering where these images are coming from. But it's all written in Japanese. Can't read any of it. There's a lot going on. Here we see a child. This is new with Temenos with a bunch of Japanese text. I'm not going to image translate all of this because it's not going to be useful. Casti is helping kids out. We can see Agnia's starting thing, talking about her as a character, who she is. We see Hikari, probably Agnia, like, going to Hikari chapter 1 and him being like, yo, help me out. These people are mean, and do my chapter 1. Then we see Hikari. We see Hikari's challenge. We see Hikari's bribe. We see some new characters. Characters that we've seen in cutscenes, but, you know, they have names if you can read Japanese. You can see his day art. We see his night art. We don't see any of that with Agnia, because actually we do see some of that with Agnia right here. So we see Entreat, we see Allure. They show Hikari for some reason. We see some new characters. I think this is her sister, and I think this is the person she's like aspiring to be. In that, we go back here. Yeah, here. That's her. And she's like, wow, I want to be just like her. That's crazy. And I think this is explaining weak points. This is explaining how breaking works. We get BP to become even stronger. Here's an important thing, actually. So right here, we can see that there's enemies weak to ice. These two are weak to something else because we're hitting the weak point with Oswald here. And we don't know what these are. So at first glance, you might think, oh, it's probably ice. But you see that it's actually not ice because, you know, it has like the cross or whatever. I mean, it could be fire, because he's using his fireball skill. But I think it might be something different. It could be light. Oswald could have an AoE light skill. Which would be insane, right? This could be like realistically could be like a lot of different elements. We don't really know what it is yet. Let's go back to like a regular zoom. But yeah, I don't really know what these could be. And with YouTube compression, it's probably not much better for you guys either. So we can see some more artwork. We can see that she's able to learn an NPC who plays an instrument. Reading some weak points. We're able to hit 8 times with fire? No shot. Okay. There's no way. Don't tell me. Please don't be. So he's killing some people. We're buffing. So this is, I think, them showing off the latent powers. Hikari's shadow powers that is really strong, and Agnia being able to AoE Lion Dance to buff everyone on the team. This is where they show off more about the Tales of Two. So I don't really know what any of this says, but we do see some more high definition artwork of Agnia and Agnia and Hikari with doing little lantern things, and they hang out on a cliff. And then this is a bunch of like shit. Yeah, if you can read, if you can read this, pop off. If you can't, just like me, then hell yeah. Let's see. I don't think there is much else. I have actually been making sort of a live document of all the information we know about the game so far, sort of compressing it and keeping it in like in this Google Docs. I can list it in the description for anyone. I'll be updating this as long as we like learn new things. But yeah, here we have like basically all the different like everything we know about the characters, with references and links and whatnot. So if you're ever like feeling out of date, or you're like, damn, I don't know what's going on here, you can check the doc and it's got a lot of info. But I think that's it. I think there's not a whole lot else. Actually, there was one thing I wanted to check. I keep baiting you guys. Hikari doesn't have latent power unlocked in a chapter 1. So, what that leads me to believe is you start without it unlocked, but and also, where is Ochet? Ochet fighting her chapter 1 boss. Where is it? Right here. She doesn't have latent power either. So this leads me to believe that if you're in your chapter 1, you don't have latent power, but as soon as you complete your chapter 1, you gain the latent power, which is interesting. Maybe it has to do with how many skills you unlock in your class. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? Because I don't. But that's an interesting thing to note here, is that every other time we see people, they have their latent power unlocked, and in their chapter 1s, they do not. So, I think that's it. I don't think there's much else we can really talk about. Yeah, check out my other video if you're still confused about things. And you want to... yeah, thanks for watching, y'all. If you want to see anything else, let me know, and I'll probably make a video for it. I don't know. I'm really excited about this game. And Outro's overrated, to be honest.